I made a scenario in which it's not safe for work. So read this. Wait. Oh, wait. Not Good Adventure. Sorry. There you go. And then we'll do that. There we go. Read that. See. Okay. Shorten the terms of your DUI charge. You have opted to be part of an experimental community service. Instead of picking up garbage by the side of the freeway, Politan Labs just placed an Erlink in your skull and has synced you up with one of the beehives in your city's main park. Synthetic beehives is humanity's temporary fix to the devastation of beehive colonies across the planet. I don't know if that's an actual devastation anymore. I think maybe they're bounding back. I'm not sure. The synthetic beehives are in place so that the biological beehives can recover from their colony collapse syndromes. You enter the pollination cabin near the beehive, put on your pollination pajamas, and settle down on a comfy bed, your body feeling weightless. That is the essential part. You must feel free in your body to enable you to fully inhabit the beehive. Your consciousness for today's business hours has become the swarm and is ready to pollinate all the flowering plants in the area. Welcome, Chav. Here's today's beehive diagnostic. Let's check it out.
We have been seeing an unusual growth outside the bees' regular pathways. This could be the edible plants you are there to help us with, but other species appear to be growing at an alarming rate from the seeds spread by birds. Each of those fast-growing tree species releases chemicals into the atmosphere, apparently to advertise themselves as better trees to grow around. Things like that are perfect for upcoming wildfires, and right now they are really high above our regular beehive level.
Assuming the chemicals are a plant's language, translate plant language, into human language.
Assuming the chemical are a plant's language, translate the plant language into human language. Building base words out of repeating components, like challenge, unchallenged, challenger. So basically we have to find a plant that is unchallenged in its own way.
Postulate. Unchallenged by what?
Postulate, unchallenged by what? Concept, humans are the obvious answer, but very definitely eliminated from equation. The bees have no choice but to go outside regular pathways if they want to grow and survive. They must fend off other insects, flies, spiders in order to grow without fear or harm. We will use this information to hack the system again. Going out of their normal territory will introduce lots of danger. Your goal is to get a swarm of bees to cross the city park into uncharted territories. Is this so they can find a new location for the annual hive? Yes, but also for them to find a location that suits bees, meaning there has to be no humans, or harmless levels of human activity during working hours. During dormant hours, the bees will sleep and rest there. So you need to find a location which will enable expansion as bees forge onward without attracting danger from humans and other bees? Yes. It's practically a human protecting bees gimmick, but for the hive. Only a refined professional beekeeper know this trick.
Choose the 5 cleverest bee workers. Task them with a
Choose the 5 cleverest bee workers. Task them with a scouting mission. They have 1 hour to find a potential location each. So 5 potential locations, within the hour, go. Few you think. The pollination today has been really bad for bees this year. You have not had a good feeling all week. The bees that go outside must look exactly like their peers, or the drones will kill them upon sight. Mistake is not an option here. A similar looking wasp got killed on its first trip out by other bees only 2 weeks ago. Fuck the wasps and to hell with their sting. But you'll be damned if you have to go out of the hive like they do. No fucking way, not when there are so many human workers that can take the risk for you. Ahem, remember that your body is the hive, so it is already the 5 scouts. If it were completely up to you, you'd send your siblings out to certain death several times an hour. Fortunately there are several forces keeping you grounded, and Mother Nature is one of them. You choose the 5 strongest of all bees, the ones that build the walls of your hive to secrete a substance it has taken the bees years and years of evolution to produce. You shake your butt, communicating the particulars of the scouting mission, and the incentive for useful intel, and then send them on their way. Building walls isn't easy. It requires incredible manual control, and many bees have died during the construction, even with the all-female workforce you have. So it's quite extraordinary that your bees create perfected beehive designs on the first try. Pollenton Labs would consider that well-used resources that enable eccentric bee societies modeled after biological bee tendencies. It comes about a hole that your bee workers use to come and go, that they chew in the cap you put on top of the jelly jar. As usual, if a human were anywhere nearby, the bees would be relentless with their pursuit and attack, but for now they buzz around the jar's opening. You grab all 5 bees by some of their friends' hair, and without thinking about it once send them out into the wild. You dance a prayer of success to them. They were bred for exterior defense and attacking by their parents, less caring siblings, disciplined teachers and hard-working partners years back. Your bees show success when they come flying back, though the small hole the bees chewed in the cap. Your scout survived to bring important information. On top of all that, you barely had to move yourself, which is perfect since your sense of smell wasn't something to write home about today. You collect the mission's intelligence, and provide a report to the Pollenton Labs server. No body intel this time, but an item of surprising rarity, nest material. It must be reported, just in case. Anything that might cause unusual bee behavior must be accounted for, and Pollenton Labs is responsible for certification as harmless or not, to prevent problems with neighbors. You love them all like sisters and brothers, but your city basically lives in fear of bees. Thank you for your mission contribution. Reward, Adrenaline Hive July. The next day, the same mission, but this time you choose 5 of the hive's misfits, the one who think outside of the honeycomb, the ones who seem useless. The workers have some free will, so you'll have to choose the right sort to send. You can't force a cheering section on people who don't like you. You take more time to think intently before you shake your butt. Your scouting team flies out of the hive enclosed jar, buzzing around inside, though it's a bit tricky to control 5 instead of only 1. Before you know it, they congregate on the Pollenton Labs building again. You collect the combined intel and submit the report to the Pollenton Labs server. You receive a message later on the next day. Pollenton wants your confirmation that their payment has arrived and your formal approval, along with the approval of other beekeepers of this tactic working. You log in from work to take a look. Video games have been enhanced recently with virtual reality technology, but you can't get used to it. It makes you feel dizzy. And so you play them at your desk instead of living the fantasy. And then the Neuralink arrived, which was able to moderate the nausea you felt when your body image fragmented in the swarm. Inhabiting the hive is simple now, you can't imagine not having done so. That's why you put on the neural headset to watch your bee workers do their thing while you sit at your desk. The Pollenton official comments. Congratulations on your successful test run, worker chap. The team here guarantee this kid of hyper-intelligent behavior will keep undesirable bee count to a maximum and increase bee customer satisfaction where other tactics failed. You're unable to key in your relief at the success before a new message from Pollenon's JPN office. Message reads, Usly. Goblin workers have been swarming over this place in recent months, and their queen even demanded extra payment rights to land on the 4th floor. Not a factor with your hives, I trust. We don't want anyone else getting smart like our bees. Mr. Nakamura. Your mouth purses. Something is clearly up, he's deathly afraid of bees. Congratulations on a job well done. The board has officially decided to place this tactic as the primary and your other one as a failsafe in extreme emergencies. Let's all keep on keeping on. And remember, we all create Pollenton's honey together. The next day your jar rewards you with a single drop of light liquid. I can't wait for honey season. Examine the single drop of light liquid. Sweet and slightly burnt smell fills the air as you examine a small drop of golden liquid. But something comes after the delicious aroma. There's a strange sort of taste to honey, it's gone past flowery and gotten slightly more bitter. You assume bees make it taste better, deciding not to waste it, you chug it down in one go. Reward, you got 40 milligrams man as you feel the curious picture on the pill once again. Describe the curious picture on the pill. You flex your toes and wiggle your feet around, loosening up the muscles in your legs. Then you check your reflection in the spoon to make sure everything's set. You purse your lips and furrow your eyebrows to make a silly face. Hey, if movies have taught me anything, it's that putting things in your mouth while performing a narcotic is naughty. But I'm not doing that, look. No fingers heading towards my mouth. You pop the pill in your mouth and start chomping. You immediately feel the same cooling sensation as before. It's a lot duller in taste, and possibly because you knew what that first pill was like, this one seems to have kicked in quicker. Probably won't die from taking it. That's nice. Consult Iraoid.com and search for 40 milligrams man as. Man, what to try experimenting? You think aloud. You wonder about testing a path that involves seeing dead loved ones, but decide that you don't quite have the supplies for it. And you can't reach any of the stuff that you would need to do that. probably for the best anyway, since now you know what that's like and it sucks. You can't imagine subjecting yourself to more of it. Effects. Fuck. My legs feel all weak and shit. Like one of them damn town bicycles. You let out a chuckle, but then your eyes snap open. Your legs are pulsating with a dull numbness. Your muscles feel weak, and the rest of your body feels light as air. In fact, you feel great. This must be what flying feels like. Read the trip reports on the road for Manaz. I pledge myself to the forbidden essences, our beliefs and our substances. I promise never to abuse the gifts given to us, and to use them only to explore the mysteries of our mind and soul. Human beings were never meant to peek behind the cosmic curtain, but as we continue not just as a species but as beings of constantly growing thought and reason. Why should we not reach for the stars? Right then. So what's Manaz do, again? Manaz, history and effects. Manaz is a lesser-known analog to LSD, created in the late 30s in part of TH-beta-3, bromodelta-oxydimethylamphetamine, series of drugs. It was quickly found to cause severe psychiatric issues as well as intense open and closed-eye visual disturbances. These issues mimic those created by psilocybin and DMT, however, they tend to become much more internalized and unconscious with long-term even with low-moderate doses. Find more non-institutionalized descriptions of the substance. Right then. Let's continue. From what you've read about the trip so far, it doesn't look like you will be contacting any scissors-wielding GGG ghosts or anything, so that's a relief. It would be awful if you were scared of ghosts but had to deal with them. Nothing's scarier than things that aren't real, because there's no logic or reasoning to them. But if this turns out to be the kind of trip where objects take on a life of their own and start doing silly puppet shows, then it's not all bad. Right? Nah, that sounds pretty scary. Actually, now that you're thinking about it, everything sounds pretty scary. This isn't sounding like a fun time at all. Stop fixating on the adverse and focus on your inner worth as a dignified creature. You are worth it, damn it. Fuck. You wish you knew a capable trip sitter. It would make your life a lot easier right now. You can't exactly call the waffles because this is definitely not something you want your friends to know about. Maybe you could look for a therapist. But all those dudes are useless, anyway, since they try to give folks diagnosed with mental illnesses happy pills, which sucks. Be the trip sitter you want to see in the world. You read the rest of the doc in silence, almost fearful of prying into the trip any further. You summon one of your outlier bees, the one who excuses themselves from work to the bathroom every hour. You tell them your situation, and ask if they can trip sit. Their eyes widen, and they nod their head and lead you to a quiet part. Right now, they're nestled into a pillow and playing some of the softest, soothing music on their phone. You fell asleep once you were led to the proper place. You wake hours later, feeling much more sane. The only effect of the other pills is the emptying of your bladder and the remnants of the pill chew in your mouth. A day well spent in nature certainly does a mind good, doesn't it? Your trip-sitting bee gives you some fruit in a bowl, and you debrief about how the trip went. They said that you sat there looking at tree stumps and blinking once every 10 minutes when you weren't walking. You guess that's what calm tripping is like? Maybe it isn't as bad as you thought. Ah well. You're a little groggy when you head home, so you stop at a taco place on the way. While sitting nearby, you get a notification on your phone that there's a message on the synapse board. Read the message, and remember what the trip-sitting bee told you. Don't be surprised if you don't get the main lesson of the trip hours or even days later. As you read the message, your eyes grow wide and your lunch wants to come out. The message was from Google Throne, but not addressed to anyone in particular. When did the syndicate get access to our board?
Nope.
What if you don't get it even weeks from now? What happens if it's like a lesson for the ages and you miss the depth of what he's telling you to learn? Sigh. Maybe there's too much pressure, and you would have been fine without a trip sitter. With that thought in mind, you proceed to respond to the message that appeared on the board. We have alcohol at our place if you want to chill after with us. Sure, I'll be right there. Cut me off at 2. I can't get too sloshed. There. Hopefully the guy doesn't kill himself or someone else on the trip there. Trying to do anything while coming down off a hard drug sounds like the definition of hell. Just thinking about cleaning your room while coming down off an acid trip stresses you out. Slurp, you finish your 512 ounces soda as fast as a person dying of thirst would in the desert. Scattering the paper trash and to-go box, you head to the lift station. Trips it be, psychedelics don't have much in the way of come downs, just descent. You are basing this off of alcohol, aid, broaden your drug repertoire. Me, well that's why they call it psychedelic. Our duty calls, someone needs a ride. Thankfully he's only 2 blocks away, but that's 2 blocks you'll have to walk back from his place to meet the driver at the end of your trip. Fucking Lyft and their base income restrictions. How you doing? Yeah, I'm here for the zippy. Looks like you saved this guy from rampant alcoholism. Will Chav abide by his own alcohol limitations? Or will be overstretch his liver? Find out tomorrow. T_C. Chav starts shoveling down food as he walks behind the tripsit, who continually glances back. You're worried about him choking, but it looks more like he hasn't eaten in a while rather than simply not chewing. He's scarfing this stuff down. This is clearly some alcoholic in recovery, be oof.
Okay, and with that, I'm going to end this lunch hour, because I need to go to the bathroom. Good night, or good evening, good afternoon.